World Financial Group offers entrepreneurs from all backgrounds the opportunity to start their own business on a level playing field. Dr. Yana Woodhouse, receiving the WCM Wall Street Pioneer Award by the United Black Wall Street of America, Inc., is one of those entrepreneurs.
I see WFG and TFA as a place where African Americans with an entrepreneurial mindset can flourish. And the bonus, we help families and serve the communities across the country.
To learn more about us, go to worldfinancialgroup.com.
We are the sons and daughters of the soul. We are resilient and forever forward-thinking. We ask for nothing else than the opportunity to live and to create the lives that we were meant to live. We want nothing but an equal chance at options and possibilities. The same possibilities and options to live out our potential as our fellow man. We want to be heard, understood, and expressive in our reality. We are the future. We are the creative. We are here.
This is Kia Rogers, and you're listening to Urbanology with my dad, Tony Rogers, on WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
Good afternoon. This is Tony Rogers, your host for Urbanology, the Art of War. And many of you know my birth name is William Anthony Rogers, so it's kind of a play on words. I also have studied and taught the Sun Tzu version of Art of War for many years. I have a very special guest today. And as you know, in much of the things that I talk about, I always say that there's no such thing as coincidence. Many of you know that I'm traveling to Senegal again on Thursday to prepare for a trip in December. And a good friend of mine, a person who has been on this show, a person who actually saved my life with some of the herbs that and elixirs that he gave me when I was having some serious problems with my legs. A student of Dr. Sabi called me and said, "Tony, there's a brother that I've worked with and helped, and I think that you guys should meet." And as we started talking, and I learned about this brother Leon, I said, "Wow, not only did he play with people from the Blind Boys at the Apollo to Michael Jackson. I mean, you name them. He's played with Madonna, and has had so much success in what he does. A student of Alatunji, and it just goes on and on and on. One of the things that was of interest also, besides all of this stuff, is that he studied under one of the major drummers in the Senegalese ballet. So I am so happy to allow for you to meet a great brother, Mr. Leon Mobley.
Brother T.
How you doing, man? You
Peace
know,
and blessings to you.
our ancestors have brought us together. You know, it's
Yes,
not us.
indeed.
You know that, right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
You know, is everything that we've done since we came out of the womb has brought us to this point here. You know?
So good. I'm so glad to meet you. So glad to be here on your show.
Hey man, well, again, I was just trying to do some of the justice. I mean, you know, one of the things that when I was talking to our friend Raymond, you know, he was talking. I said, Raymond, you know, there's a code that I have is that if you're close to me, there's a relationship that has a certain type of an energy, because I'm at a point where, you know, not that I don't know a lot of negative people, but they're not close to me. They're at a distance, you know. But someone who's close to me, you know, that I can consider family. You know, if you have a person, I don't need to know who they are. I just know that they're close to you. They got to be cool. You know? I had no idea. I had no idea that this humble guy, you know, said, "Okay, Tony, whatever." I mean, you know, this is a superstar here. You know?
Come on, Tony.
And then come to find out, he was on Zoom. Now, you see, if you are old enough to remember Zoom, you might remember this little black kid. But Leon, thank you so much. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. I know you've done a number of things, and I don't know where to start because, you know, just tell some. You know, we have to have 5 shows to tell about yourself, but tell the listeners a little bit of who you are, some of the projects you're working on, some of the projects you are proud of.
Okay, well, let's start with what's going on presently right now. This week, I will be on the Jimmy Kimmel Show with Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals, the band I've been playing with for 25 years and doing other things with. So we will be on the Jimmy Kimmel Show on the 9th of this week, and then we perform at the Hollywood Bowl on the 11th of this month.
Okay.
And then on the 29th of this month, we're off to Morocco, where we perform in Africa. But I have some other things in between there as well.
I'm sure that you probably some recordings and some
yes.
albums and stuff that's happening.
I'm actually working on 2 albums of my own right now. I have 4 or 5 that I put out already and was nominated for a Grammy on one. And this new one is actually a combination of a lot of my friends that I've met in the industry. I have members from Ziggy Marley's band playing on it, members from Kamasi Washington's band playing on it, because I recorded with Kamasi and Ziggy and different people. So, you know, all over the years, I've developed these relationships with these people. I have the drummers and the bass player from Fishbone. I have it's a combination album of all these friends. That's the music album.
Now, when is that coming out?
I think it will be released probably like towards the end of this year.
Okay.
It's going through the final stages now of mastering. So everything will be ready after I get it all out to all the publicists and all the newspaper magazines and radio stations and get copies to them. Then I'll release it.
And you're going to do some touring and public relations stuff?
Yes,
I asked that because, you know, it's a trick question, right?
Okay.
Matt McCoy, myself, and some others, we went to Senegal in March, and we met with the brother who heads the Senegalese Jazz Festival. Okay. And we told him that we were going to start looking at putting some special stuff coming from the African diaspora next year, you know, for the June 23 festivals. So I was just thinking, if you're going to do some tours, you can do a homecoming thing, because you got your relationship there. I'm going there now. So if I tell them you're coming,
definitely.
They're going to be ready for it,
I mean,
but that would be perfect.
My instrument is a djembe.
Right.
The Remo djembe is designed by me. I designed the Remo djembe. The number one selling drum in the world is my signature.
And I saw you got a nice commercial. I was, when I saw the commercial, I was saying, damn, he must like them. But then as I watched it, because he was going on about how the skin is and how the water and how, how you play with all these, and how, and then, and then after the end, I realized that was like Michael Jordan talking about his sneakers, That was deep.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, man. That drum, I mean, I've seen it. Oh, I can tell you a story. Just happened 2 nights ago. I was standing outside the hotel here with my daughter, and this guy, 2 guys come out of the apartment next door, and one guy has a bass on his shoulder, and the other guy has a djembe in his hand, and it's my signature series drum. So my daughter goes, "Hey, that's his drum. That's his drum." The guy goes, "No, I bought this drum. This is my drum." She said, "No. He designed that drum. He makes that drum. It's Leon Mobley." The guy was like, "Oh my God, Leon Mobley." Pictures. I had to autograph the drum. He told all his friends. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, I'm with Leon Mobley."
Well, but the thing is, and one of the reasons why I knew that, as I told Raymond, for some reason, this whole thing with Senegal, my ancestors have been hitting me with this, for a whole year. I mean, I got a free ticket in the raffle to Senegal, which is how I'm going now. There's so much stuff that has happened to allow for me to say, damn, something is pushing me to Senegal. And I would think about that as a possibility, because if it is, we probably can, Matt is a genius with sponsorship. We're already talking to Air Senegal. And, that would be, and plus, by that time, they'll have the flight going directly from Dakar to St. Louis, and it'll only be 45 minutes.
Wow. Wow. What?
Yeah.
I'm there.
So I mean, and of course, I'll talk it up when I get there, but that could be for them, because what they're trying to do, is to develop a Harlem-Dakar partnership, because Air Senegal coming in. The largest population of Senegalese is in Harlem. So the thought pattern was working with the tourism board and doing some things. So we did a fan trip. Matt and a number of us went down. Craig Harris, who's the trombonist, he went down and started looking at, what can be done. We met with the coordinators of the Jazz Festival. And so we said, hey, look, he said, I would love to be able to, Bobby, I believe his name. I can't, that's one of the things I got to, get together. That's really to try to pronounce the names. It's embarrassing, but coming off the hood, sometimes, we have our own dialect, and that's the colonialization of what's happening with us and what we have to get back into. But a little bit more, man. A little bit more about you. Tell. I know that's hard to do. I know it is, but you did a thing with Madonna. But the Marley album.
Yes, I played with Damian Marley. I toured with him. I did the album Distant Relatives with Nas and Damian. I've done Julian's album. I've done Steven. I just recorded Steven's new album at my home in Hawaii. Yeah, I live in Hawaii, man, and I have I have my own studio there, my recording studio. I do live stream performances from there.
You shouldn't have told me that. You know, I got your number now. When you were saying that, I was saying, "Oh, okay, brother." You know, that's all.
Come on, please.
You know what that means?
We have a little African dance community there. I perform with the top artists from there: Kimmy A, Jay Boog. I mean, all these people I'm working with in Hawaii when I'm home, when I'm not touring with Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals or whoever I'm working with. So I do events in Hawaii.
That's I mean, you can't beat that. I mean, that's I want to be like that when I grow up.
Come on, let's do something. Let's do something. I mean, we can do.
But the thing with Senegal, I mean, I'm sure Matt now, he's behind. I'm sure because his mind, he's the market guy. And with that album, what would be a great way to? I mean, one of the marketing ways of dealing with that, because you had the whole government, looking at supporting that whole and the message. Because I'm listening to your stuff, so I'm listening to your music, so I know what the message is going to be. So that's why the gods have allowed for us to come together, because not only are you talented and humble, but the substance is deep. I mean, some of the stuff on the lost. I mean, wow. That's all I can say, brother. You can tell I'm impressed.
I tell you this. I'm working on another album, which is a strictly drum album, just percussionist. It will have over 100 drummers on it. Wow. I have lead drummers from Senegal, Malik So. I have my friend who plays Angelique Kijo, her djembe player. I have Will Calhoun on the album. I have many different drummers. I have Santa Davis from Peter Tosh's band. I have percussionist Khalil Cummings from Kamasi Washington's band, because I can't really tour with Kamasi like I used to, because I'm busy touring with Ben Harper.
Yeah. We understand. We got that. But the bottom line, though, that's good for other people, because it allows for you to spread the love a little bit more.
Yes. Like my nephew, I was approached by Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar. Right. So I living in Hawaii and touring, I couldn't do those things. So I passed the gigs on to my nephew who lives here in Los Angeles. Okay. They have a group, and they've been working with Beyonce, and
each one teach one, huh?
That's it.
I was just talking to the Rucker brothers yesterday. That's their thing. Each one teach one.
That's right.
But that's interesting. Now you did some work in Japan too. The Kodo.
Yes, with Kodo. Yes,
Kodo.
They have a group that tours around the world, and they show traditional drumming from Japan. Mm-hmm. I was with Ibrahim Kamara. No, I'm sorry. This was with Jahakate. He was the lead drummer.
I'm proud of you, brother. You can get that one out.
he was the lead drummer for Abdoulaye Jahakate. Mm-hmm. He was the lead drummer for the National Ballet of Senegal.
Okay.
He defected from the group and moved into California, and we did some recordings together.
Right.
And I took him on tour with me to Japan. And we did culture exchange programs through the government. And he and I, we did a film together there, and we did performances and recording sessions, lessons. We did work up on Mount Fuji. It was just we just loved it over in Japan. We took Sister Taco. She's the lead dancer from the National Ballet of Senegal. We took them all to
Was that
Senegal.
after Abraham?
Yes. Yes, it was after Abraham. Yes. So what has happened is the government has been so supportive of my sister's dance company in Japan that they commissioned me to do a CD that is being used in all the exercises, all the physical containment things that they do in Japan, where everyone is always exercising. Where my music, they're exercising to my music, which is traditional music that I'm playing from Senegal. And,
wow!
She's like you. She takes groups of people to Senegal, and they study traditional African dance and drumming from Japan. I mean, 30 to 50 Japanese go on a tour to Senegal.
That's interesting. That and that, you know, I want to make sure that when I go to Senegal, I let them see this piece, you know, because what you're saying is not something that we didn't sit down and rehearse this. We didn't sit down and share notes or what have you. But the amazing thing about it is that what you're saying is what I've been saying, you know. But what you're saying it with is the type of relationships that allow for people to understand that you're coming from another perspective, an inside of what most people are looking from the outside at. And to be able to travel in that energy, you have to have your head on, because if you don't have some foundation, you get lost in there, you know, because you know the people that you're hanging with, the people that you deal with, you know, it could get to you. You can forget.
One of these guys who I saw yesterday is a tech. You know, he set up my instruments on stage, but he's working for Jack Johnson now. I saw him yesterday, and he talked about how my energy taught him how to travel around the world. He said when he would go and walk with me and we'd talk to people in different countries and, you know, different parts of the world, I'm normal. I'm going to be me wherever I go. So, hi, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he was like looking at me like, wow, you don't even know that guy. You're talking to him like, yeah. So he was like, your energy, your display of communication with people that you don't know in places that you don't know, it's really wonderful. You're open. He said like the camera just loves you. People they're attracted to you. They just come straight to you. I'm just being me. I don't know.
It's a frequency, you know, and you know about this because you're a musician, you know. And I know there's certain frequencies that people can connect with, and that frequency allows for people to see. It's a higher frequency. I would just say it that way. And the higher the frequency, the closer you get to purity or the mind of the universe, or however you want to deal with it. So if you have a higher frequency, people feel that. You can walk in the room, and if you have achieved a certain type of materialistic advancement and can maintain that frequency, then, you know, it's something that's special, and people tend to understand it. But what happens, in my view, or how I feel, is that it's a gift that's given to us in order to help humanity.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. I felt that energy from the time that we talked on the phone with you. I'm serious. Your energy just jumped through the phone and into my body. I was just so calm and so happy.
But the thing is, I didn't even know who you were. Now, I have to tell you, brother, I'm going to be for real. Had I known, that you hang around with, all of these people and all of this stuff and all of the things that I try to, stay away from, but I look at, I might not have been as, I might have been said, Mr. Mobley, maybe you might do an interview or something like that when you get a chance, like Dave, Chappelle said, we can talk like you want to get a job or we on the block.
Oh, right. No, but I mean, honestly, you have energy that it touches people. It like.
Well, let me tell you, and I know Matt said you just got me on a good day. I'm on my way to Senegal. My birthday is coming up in 2 weeks, so we all have our ups and downs. But when I saw that your background was so connected to the things that I'm trying to do, it's like a joy. The way I am, man, is that as I get older, I'll be 75 in June. I realize that the beauty is seeing certain things happen and knowing that it's coming from something greater than you. And then that allows for you to understand that there's a path. I'm going someplace, and as long as I maintain a certain frequency, there will be people who will come into my life that are going in those same. It's not about me. It's just a frequency of people on that same vibration,
same level. Yes.
And when you meet that, beautiful things happen because that was supposed to be. That's just how it is. But brother, tell us a little bit about how people can get to you. As you told us the things that you're doing, but you're going to be traveling towards our area anytime soon?
Well, I have 2 months. July and August will be in Europe touring. Ben Harper and the Innocent Criminals, we have a very large following there. We were doing 4 nights in Paris at Bercy, 20,000 people, and Justin Timberlake was there. He had 3 nights and only did 1 night because he didn't sell it.
Okay, well, I mean, it's the energy, brother.
We did 4 nights, and we had the Blind Boys opening for us too.
Oh man, I mean, and for those who are listening, if you haven't, or you're not, and some of you may be a little younger, you might not know about the Blind Boys, but for a group to be able to go to Apollo and have lines like James Brown, you have to listen to them, and the album that Leon is on, the Blind Boys at the Apollo, is almost. I don't know whether James Brown got that from them or they got it from James Brown, but they both were able to do a lot of good business by having this live recording from the Apollo Theater.
Yeah, I've been blessed in the people that I've been able to meet and work with in this industry, and a lot of it has just been through my situation, through me. I don't have management. I don't have, I have my name. I'm like Leon Mobley at everything. Leon Mobley at AOL, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. Just Leon Mobley. I make it that simple. You know what I mean? LeonMobley.com is, where you can find me, and we can talk and we can communicate and work things out. I mean, I've worked with Michael Jackson's, and I've worked with, Henry Johnson. You know what I mean? So I mean, we're doing 15 dates with Harry Styles is his name, or this guy who's really big right now. But I'm still going to be at the African dance class. I'll be in the park. I'm like a real person. I'm not going to be that person. I'm untouchable. No. I do my
that's
YouTube.
the energy, and you have that energy. This is how I look at it. I mean, I'm not where you are, but I am at a place where I do have the ability to talk to a large number of people, whether it's on Soul City or in the newspaper or radio, and as founder of Harlem Week, that puts a lot of, I've been doing this for 48 years. So you know a lot of people, you run into a lot of people in 48 years dealing with Harlem, because Harlem is Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
But I have the same type of understanding, and it's, everything that you're saying is how I see, myself, and many of the people that for some reason that are close, I guess you call family, have that thing, that understanding about, of course you got to love yourself, but everybody is a part of that,
That's what our lives, that's what my life is. I'm an entertainer. I'm here to touch people, and I mean, we're on stage, tens of thousands of people in the audience. I'm trying to touch every one of them. Every one of them with my instrument, with my vocals, with my ability, my blessings that I've received from the Most High.
How did you start drumming?
Well, if you ask my mom that question, she'll tell you that I was in the womb.
Oh,
okay. She and my father would go and listen to, different jazz artists, come home at night, and I'd be in the womb just going off, and they had to turn on the show, turn the flashlight. Look at him; he's still going. So by the age of 4, I was banging on everything. My teachers and my kindergarten, they were like, "This guy, he just bangs on stuff. He uses the pencil." So my mother bought me a drum set when I was 4 years old, a Remo drum set. I played it so much that my brothers and sisters kicked holes in it. Okay, they were like, I'd wake up in the morning and play. Last thing before I go to bed, play. And they were like, "Oh, too much." So then they kicked holes in it, and by the age of 6, my uncle was a dancer. He was on Broadway. He performed with Pearl Bailey, Cab Calloway, all these people that he performed with. Liza Minnelli. He toured the world with Liza Minnelli, and he made clothes like for Aretha Franklin. That green feather outfit and all those things that she wear. He was the one who made her clothes. So I was actually named after him. Okay, his name was Leon Johnson, and later known as Olan Godair. And he lived in New York, and he danced with Jeffrey Holder and all these people that I met growing up. So I was like, this is who I want to be. And then when I was 9 and 10 years old, I was on this program. So it's just been my I was playing drums on that. They opened up with my name and I'm playing drums. So Ola Tunji was my teacher, and Max Roach was my drum teacher, my track drum teacher. I had 2 of the greatest teachers.
Yeah, I'm just saying, wow.
In the industry. So I mean, this is just a part of who I am. It just pours out of me. I go into Danny Glover's theater company. I'm doing shows for the Haitian Revolution. We did film, and I've never been to Haiti. I don't, but I'm playing all this music. It's just coming out of me. We're getting awards, and it's just like,
because it's a blessing, brother. And I'm sure that you know that, but we're moving in a time where with all of the chaos, that's going on, we're in the age of Aquarius now.
Yeah.
And the age of Aquarius is a whole change. You know, we might in our lifetimes might not see the complete change, but that's we're in that time frame where energy and truth and compassion and wisdom, those things are coming back. The all of the stuff that the Egyptian Kemet, all of that stuff, was during the time that's coming back, which is why we're connecting. Because it's coming back. We're laying foundations.
My daughter just came from Egypt. Okay, she's become a vegan and she's doing doula.
Well, we know Ray, so you know how we fly.
Okay.
It's
great. You know what I mean?
So, that's what's happening.
Yeah. You see how the restaurants are opening up all over the place? I mean, it is a change that has been in line for us. You know what I mean? This is the time period that we are in.
And we're being directed. Is ancestral.
Mm-hmm.
If you think that it's a coincidence that I'm here talking to you 2 days before I'm going to pitch to the Senegalese government about what we're going to do for the next year, that was supposed to be.
and they want Ben Harper and the innocent criminals there too.
I'm sure Matt is, because that's Matt. I'm kind of like the puppet, the guy that does to get people to come in, and then once they get in, what you gonna do? Then Matt said, "Okay, then we're going. Right. This is we'll put this together." But the idea is that I truly believe, and the reason why you see a little bit more excitement than most people say, "Damn, he's really," is because I can feel something here. You know what I'm saying? I feel that this is just no accident. This is something that is the beginning of something else. I guess that's how I can put it best.
I am so touched. I have been, it's like you called me and said yesterday, you said, I was like, no, I'm ready for this. You didn't call me. I know I'm ready for this. You don't know. I want to be so much a part of this. Seriously, bro. I mean, I have my drummers friends, there's Will Calhoun who's in New York. There's Talu Green who's in New York. I have these people who I love and work with in New York, and I want to be a part of that. You are such a huge connection for me. In all honesty, really, in all honesty, man. I went to Africa and I was with Marie Guinier.
Right.
And she was such a help for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I see her every time I come to Harlem. I go to her house and I drink tea with her and her family. We go to the African restaurants. I get me some mafe, some chepagin. Seriously. The guys in the band, when we go to New York, I bring them to 116th Street and we eat chepagin. Serious. Damien, Marley, Nas, I take them all there. Every time I come to New York, that's where we go and eat. Brother, I love New York.
Well, now now we have this connection. Matter of fact, in August during Harlem Week, we have to find out some ways to develop some connections. With Go Rivers and because we're doing some interesting things during Harlem Week this year. So those are the types of things. But what excites me is the Senegalese thing. I'm going to ask Matt to put some things together, but if we can do something around your album, one of the pieces, because you're going to be doing a number of things, but if we could work out a marketing plan around your album based on who you just said is going to be on it, to be a part of the Senegalese Jazz Festivals in next June.
That would be great.
That would be great.
to give them a taste of who we are now, because
it's coming back home.
Yes, I'm bringing who I am into this music. I don't care whatever rhythm I play, I always put in it. no matter what rhythm, 6/8, 12/4, whatever. I'm putting that in there. Why? Because that's who I am. This is who we are from America. That's our American beat. That's the rap. That's the music that we dance to. That's our contribution to the music. So now, as we are playing the traditional music, because I've studied all the tradition and the old music, and now I'm bringing in this new music with it. It's a combination of who we are today.
But you see that, and you know something? That's a theme. The diaspora through music.
Yes.
Awakening the diaspora with music. That should be the theme for the next jazz festival.
Well, I tell you, years ago when I first went to Senegal, that was the trip that it was. It was a diasporic trip.
Right.
We did Senegal, we did South America, and we did North America. We had Louise Bennett from Jamaica, Carmen Delivad from Cuba. We had Vivian Cooley from America, all singing these, traditional songs of culture, and we showing it and bringing it. It was a wonderful thing, man. Fantastic. I would love to keep that going, to preserve our culture, our history, our story.
And it's really, a cultural exchange, because through music, and I hadn't thought about it until listening to you, and through music there's a certain beat that you hear, and I was at the memorial for me it was Stokely Carmichael, but Kwame. It was at City College.
Right.
And they had drummers from around the world, from Africa, from Brazil, from Japan, from American, indigenous people. And one of the things that became so amazing to me is that there was a point when they were all doing, each one of them doing what they were going to do, but there was a time that was the beat that was straight through,
Everybody
and that was amazing, because there was a frequency in all of the, as you were saying, there was a frequency that no matter what they were playing, at a certain point, it was like they were all together.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I've done so many drum circles, drum conferences, where you have all these different drummers from all different places,
right?
And I would always make it unified. What I mean? I'd make this all come together. I don't care where you come from, what drums you're playing. Let's play them together. Let's find this pulse.
That common thing.
Right. Yes. And it brings so much joy and so much peace to the world. It's a fantastic thing, man. Really.
And we can feel it, and I'm listening to my ancestors, because as I'm talking to you, all kind of stuff is being downloaded into my head, So I'm sure that we're gonna, I apologize, but you got me now, brother.
No apologize, bro. It's all good. I mean, it's like we learn things, every day of our life. I've learned about you and what you're doing in your program, and I'm very, 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 very interested in being a part of it. So please, from here,
and Raymond, he's a beautiful brother, as I had said, before. He's been a common denominator to people, and it's funny because Raymond has a certain type of a frequency and an energy. Mm-hmm. And based on some of the things that Raymond does, we don't always talk about it a lot. It's almost like, the Sun Tzu thing, where, some people, you talk about a little bit, some people you don't talk about at all, because they can do stuff, and the ones that do punching, well, those are people but the whole idea is that he is a person that is also part of what I'm talking about when we were saying, this type of energy that's going on,
Inspiring. Inspiring.
and it's just like like the energy connects.
Yes, yes.
Because it was funny. He said, Tony, I don't know why I thought about you when I was talking to Leon, but Leon was saying, I got to do something, something, we can help, and he said, for some reason, your name came up, and here we are.
I'm really glad. I'm really glad. I mean, that brother has touched me in so many ways. I stayed with him for a little bit, and I really, really, really got a chance to, see his heart, hear him talk, his mindset, his caring for people. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's like how we do what we do. I play music because I want to be able to touch people. I've seen people joy. I've seen people cry from what it is that I do.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the same thing coming from him. Seeing him talk to people, listening to him talk, and listening to other people talk, and the respect, the inspiration, the guidance that this brother shows. It's fantastic. His wife is my. We danced and drummed together. Yeah. So we are totally connected in a whole different way of creation. You know what I mean? Where we can create things together. Where that's usually your vision, but we've learned to share with each other. You know what I mean? Work with each other and get crazy, accommodations from it. Awards, we won awards for it. We got other gigs from it. Different things. So we grew with each other, and to have the healing aspect of it. Like my mother, we grew up as a macrobiotic food eaters. You know what I mean? So then she worked with Sadie, and she met Rain too. So it's like the connection. It's like family.
I'm just listening to you, man. It's amazing. As they say that facts can be stranger than fiction. In the sense that what we're talking about could be something that was written. How so happened, this happened, and this happened, and then this happened, and then whatever else is going to happen. But that's the energy. That's, at least for me, that's what I feel, because this conversation is just is kind of like a way to make sure that I understand that whatever I'm doing the right thing. I'm moving in the direction that I'm supposed to be moving into.
We're supposed to be going this way.
Right. And when you swim, I forgot who told me this. He said, but when you're doing the right thing, or you're on the right frequency, and you're swimming upstream, it feels so much better than when you're trying to battle. When you're trying to battle the current, and swim, and the current is going this way, and you're trying to, make that happen. It just, it's not a way to go.
No.
And at any rate, man, I appreciate, this was a great conversation. It allowed for me to, it was supposed to happen. We were just kind of being here, but all of the things that I felt when we talked, I now know is real, and I'm just happy. It allows for me to sometimes we need motivation, what I mean? Sometimes, because it's not easy out here. All of the stuff you're talking about, I know you got a whole lot of stuff that kept you from being as happy as you are.
That's true. That's so true.
You have to go through that in order to be where we are.
That's right.
To keep going and believe and have faith. you know.
Definitely.
So we will be in contact, I'm sure,
I'm looking forward to it.
Can you please let me know? Well, I'll be in contact between you and Raymond any time that you're here. Maybe
Yes.
Harlem Week. Maybe we can work out something based on some schedules, about doing something around Harlem Week. Ray Chu, right?
Yes, I know Rachel
He's
very well.
doing some of the coordination and Vosa Rivers. You probably know Vosa too.
I know Vosa too.
Right. So I mean, it's all family, especially from South Africa. If you went to South Africa, you got Vosa.
Come on. I tell you, Ben was just there, but a year and a half ago. He did a little thing there, and they're like trying to get it so that the whole band can come. You know what I mean? Yep. So they want us over there.
So those are some things we will follow up on, the Senegal thing, and maybe something during Harlem Week. I let Vosa know that I bumped into you. Voice, oh yeah, I grew up with the brother, You didn't know that? We're good friends.
I just did a recording for an artist on Def Jam out of South Africa, Stogie T.
Oh, okay.
2 weeks ago, we did a session here in LA. They came from South Africa. He and his management company. Yeah, I just did an album over there.
Maybe we can do some promotional stuff during Harlem Week.
Come on, man! I am so glad to meet you. Come on, man.
That sounds great, and but again, brother, thank you for giving us this time. I think this is the best show I've ever had, bro. Because of the connection. There's always a wall. No matter how you look at it, even with family, there's a wall. This is the first time that I kind of felt so comfortable because I felt that the energy was so similar, that when you come across those things, it brings you joy. When the higher your frequency, that's where joy comes from. It's not what you have, is the frequency that you can vibrate from.
Okay.
But
we deliver.
Yeah. So we will be in contact. Thanks again. I text Raymond. Hopefully he can see it. But one great thing about Soul City, you can just go up on our site and you'll be able to, see this over and over again, which I'll watch a couple more times. Just whenever I feel like I need a little motivation, I'll put this on. And I say, okay, I understand. I'm in the right direction.
Well, I posted it on all my social media too. So you're going to have a lot of people that'll be watching it.
Well, that sounds great, and there's some things that we're going to obviously do, and I'm sure Matt has his list now. He said, okay, every time we made a name, he said, oh yeah, that's a good one too. So we will talk. But thank you, brother. I appreciate it. This has been a very good connection. I'm glad that we've made it. I think Raymond, who is a health specialist that has brought us all together, and of course Matt McCoy, Soul City, for making all of these ends meet. And I believe that this is just the beginning of some really interesting things. So I'm blessed, I'm honored, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you, brother. Peace and blessings to you.
Peace and blessings. This is Tony Rogers. I'm going to be in Senegal next week, and I might try to do a broadcast from there. I'm not sure. I got to talk with people who I got to stay in my lane. That's not my lane, but I'll talk with Matt and see maybe we can do something from Senegal. Their annual every 2 years they have a major art festival, and that's going on. And I like to see some of that. I have cards from the Place of Dreams. That's the gallery on 122nd Street between Malcolm X Boulevard I can't always pronounce the French name, so I give the English translation. But it's home to all of, Jerome and and many of the people there. That's the largest West African art gallery in Harlem. But nevertheless, maybe we can do something. And if not, I will see you when I get back. Thanks for watching. Take care. And thank you, Matt McCoy and the Soul City team for making this possible. Take care. Bye.
This is Kia Rogers, and you're listening to Urbanology with my dad, Tony Rogers, on WHCR 90.3 FM New York.
Urbanology, the art of war with love.